What's good, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. I am your host, Leon Jones. You can catch me every Saturday from 12 to 2 on Blog Talk Radio. That's Blog Talk Radio / 411 Talk Zone Radio. Also, call-in number is 215-383-5785. You have a topic that you would like me to discuss? You can email me at lej6521@gmail.com. I want to get this quick video out of the way, and it's about sovereign law. I'm going to tell you I'm no expert on sovereign law, but I will give you the common sense approach regarding sovereign law and some of these other movements that are basically portrayed by some of our modern day black women. Now, there have been a lot of videos out there discussing this young lady named Korryn Gaines. Well, here's my opinion on it, and it's quite clear. This young lady, nice young lady, brought it upon herself because she did not follow rules and regulation that are administered by the American government. When you go sovereign, you need to understand what sovereign actually means. And what happened was this young lady wanted sovereign law, but also wanted to benefit from the American system. Well, those two don't coincide. In fact, they're diametrically opposite of one another. If you are going to have a movement, Black Lives Matter, there's another one out there called MGTOW that was derived from the acronym MGTOW that stands for Men Going Their Own Way. It's black women going their own way. Well, let me tell you all something. If you're going to invest or if you're going to try to have a movement based off an ideology, understand what you are reading about the ideology. You have a number of individuals that are proclaiming themselves as feminists, but they don't know what feminism really is. In fact, they don't even know what it stands for. Feminism was supposed to create equal rights, which that was already given to women back in the 1920s during the passage of the Equal Rights Movement to vote. Feminism, which was the second wave of feminism, where you had your Gloria Steinems and your Betty Friedan's in the late 60s and early 70s, that meant equal pay. Well, what's really happening is you have a number of these movements, particularly by females, that sound good, but neither of them are using any type of analysis to understand what this movement stands for. If you're going to be sovereign, in fact, you have a number of these individuals that I bet you would vote Democrat, but Democrats stand for big government. Today's Democrats, but not anarchy. I believe that the sovereign law, the MGTOW movement, that we're not going to take seriously because I haven't seen anything of any establishment to call it a serious movement. Not like your Egmore, your MGTOW, your Red Pill. Those are movements. We see websites. We understand the doctrine. We understand what the objective is. Just running around saying that you're sovereign doesn't make you sovereign. Because sovereign, to me, is a foreign national. And if you're not abiding by the country's laws, then that country can do what they need to do with you because you're breaking the law. Let me give you an example. I'm American, but if I go into Turkey, I'm no longer bonded or bounded by the U.S. Constitution. I have to follow the Turkish law. And let me tell you something, they're a lot different in other countries, particularly toward Americans. And that's what we are seeing here. You're seeing a number of individuals. You saw it with Sandra Bland for traffic stops. If you're driving your car with no plates, you're going to get pulled over. It's not for you to argue with the police about. It's the law. You must have your car registered if you are going to drive on United States highways. They must be able to run your plate through the Department of Motor Vehicles. Your car must be registered. Now, what I see from this young lady is she didn't want to follow orders. And that's what a number of our modern day black women don't want to do. They don't want to follow orders. They think they can do whatever they want to do. And that's women, period. See, when you don't understand protocol, you end up in a casket 6 feet under. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is not going to be the last time that happened, because Sandra Bland was the first. Korryn Gaines was the second. It's going to happen again. My point that I'm making during this video is, just reading literature doesn't mean you understand the content of the movement. Ask somebody who is sovereign, and they can tell you the pros and cons. Looking at a video is not going to give you the full information, because everybody, when we get on YouTube, I'm not an expert, and a lot of other people aren't experts, but what I'm giving you my basis on is of the information that I've seen and the attitude that's taken place. If anybody's thinking about going sovereign, think twice. Because a number of these police officers, with the adrenaline flowing today, they think you're a bunch of nuts. And you're going to raise them, particularly if you're black, to pick up a gun and put a bullet in you. This is what they want to do. Now, I hate it for Sandra Bland and this nice young lady to have to go in an early grave. They could have done some good if they had studied. But they decided to take matters in their own hands without knowing the consequences, or thinking that they were going to get away. Because had it been me or any other black man, we wouldn't have had any chance. In fact, there wouldn't have been a story about us. So let me be clear. When you are looking at a militant movement, you must understand what you're getting into. Because there are pros and cons. There are consequences to everything we do. Get the facts. Just because something looks good or feels good or even free doesn't mean it's good. Understand sovereign law. And in my eyes, for the most part, if you are a rookie dealing with sovereign law, you want to have an excuse to do whatever you want to do. Okay, now if you do make that choice, let's keep it balanced here. Understand that you have now become a foreign national. That's what you must understand. Don't ask for something that you think is going to get you out of one circumstance, but use that same circumstance to benefit off of. And that's what this young lady tried to do. You can't play it with both ends. If you're sovereign, you're going to be treated as such. And I believe there's only one, maybe two court cases that they've had based on sovereign law that actually won. The judicial system thinks that individuals like this aren't really informed about the nature of being sovereign. And you're going to hear a lot more videos regarding this subject. I'm just giving you my point of view. If you like the video, thumbs it up. If you don't, thumbs it down. But I'm here to bring you the best content that's going to educate you. Am I going to give you a biased opinion? Absolutely not. I am going to give you an objective opinion. I'm going to be balanced. But I'd like to thank you all for listening to this episode of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. I am your host, Leon Jones. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Just remember, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. I'll be coming back with more hard-hitting videos with the best content from the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. I'm out.